Hi, everyone. So today I have with me Andrew, better known on Instagram as CW Strength. He has some of the craziest flows on Instagram, and he's developed a lot of this in a relatively short amount of time. So today we'll get to talk to him and listen to his origins and how he came to be. So, Andrew, how are you today? Thank you for coming on.
I'm doing great. It's an honor, Thank you very much for this interview, and for being selected,
Of course, I think everyone wants
And
to hear more about you.
yeah, I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm
So,
doing good.
mhm. Actually, the first thing I wanted to ask you is not about rope flow, but it's about where you live. So I think some people already know, but for others that don't.
Yeah. So I live in Montreal, Canada. I was born and raised here.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, I've been around my life, not planning to move anytime soon. The winters are really rough here. But the summers are great. So right now, I'm just looking forward to this winter being over with so I
Mhm.
can spend more time flowing outside.
How long is winter?
So it starts about, the weather is just over the years have gone, it's really unpredictable. It's kind of
Mhm.
crazy, but usually it gets starts getting cold approximately September, October, and then it keeps going till about April.
Like most of the
And
year.
I'm Yeah, pretty much most of the year. And like this year it got cold really, really early. Usually like probably around Christmas time it starts getting cold, but now in November it started getting really
Mhm.
cold like, minus 20
That's
Celsius. So,
crazy.
and it just like jumped. There was no kind of like progressive
Mhm.
progression. It was just like 10 degrees to minus 10, So, but that's how it is here in Canada.
Mhm.
We're kind of used to it. So we just go with it. We always complain, but
Mhm.
we never
Mhm.
leave. You
I guess it
know?
is different when you grow up there.
Yeah, exactly. We kind of know what to expect. I mean, I know what to expect anyways,
Mhm.
but we're never really ready for the cold, although it's a yearly thing. But we do what we have to do.
Mhm. And you still prefer flowing outside, even in the
I
cold.
I mean, I can't flow as long
Mhm.
in the winter outside, especially now. Now it's like probably like minus 25. So I'll probably get maybe 5, 10 minutes
Mhm.
at most. But then after that, like I can't really feel my fingers. So
Right.
I make my way in, and I'm not as relaxed as I would like to be.
Mhm.
So I kind of just do it to kind of stay warm and just to get a bit of footage in.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah, well, I
Mm,
guess we'll get into it later, but it seems like you
mm.
have, including the weather, you have things that are against you, and yet you manage to just progress and get good. So we'll get into that though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I was
Mm.
just curious, your Instagram username, what does CW stand for?
So CW is actually my last name, which is
Oh,
Chung
okay.
Wing.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it took me a while to figure out an Instagram handle. I didn't really want to be like either like barbell. Well, I actually was barbell before because I was
Mm,
like die hard to just barbell
mhm.
stuff. But then I just wanted kind of something to encompass a bit of everything that I kind of do. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna put my name in there somewhere and yeah.
Got it. Yeah, I was just always
Mm.
curious. I thought it was like a brand or something.
No, actually a couple people asked also and I'm like, yeah, nothing special, just my last name.
Mhm. And then what's your movement background?
So I played a lot of sports when I was younger. I played soccer for about 10 years.
Okay, wow.
And then I switched to basketball. So then not to competitive basketball. I could play competitive soccer for about 10 years. And then I got ankle sprains, like I believe like both ankles. And then I was, like, you know what, I'm gonna stop. But then I picked up basketball, which is just as,
Hmm.
rough on the ankles. But I needed a change, so I did a bit of basketball. And then after that, not much. I was always just, playing sports here and there, nothing really serious, always moving. Um, and then just started training, started working out.
Right. What did you first start with training?
With training, so I started with the barbell. So I was into like powerlifting.
Hmm.
So everything like, squat, bench, deadlift,
Right.
just being strong and just trying to look good because back in the days it was all about that, right? It was all
Right.
about being strong and just looking jacked.
Hmm.
It wasn't really much about movement. It was
No,
just
no.
how
Yeah.
strong can you be and how strong do you look? Um, and I did that for quite some time, for about 10 years, up until at some point I was like, you know what? I really don't feel like being sore every single
Hmm.
day. I don't want to just look good. I still want to be somewhat like useful. And I literally just completely stopped cold turkey. I was like, you know what?
Wow.
I'm not gonna squat, bench, and deadlift ever again. I'm gonna just, I had at the time I had a couple kettlebells,
Hmm.
and I'm like, let's just, pick some of that up. Yes, it's a lot lighter, but just doing some different movements, some more like ballistic athletic stuff. So I started dabbling more into that, um, and I felt better. Yes, obviously it hit my ego a lot because it
Hmm.
was always
Hmm.
about lifting heavy
Yeah.
numbers, and all that. But my body was like, dude, you gotta just like stop. Like we can't take this beating anymore. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not getting paid for any of this. I'm
Hmm.
not like competing in anything. And so I just literally stopped cold turkey, barbell stuff.
Oh yeah, I didn't powerlift, but I was focused on the bench squat deadlift as well. And then I suddenly I'm like, you know
Mhm.
what? Like I'm getting injured, so I switched to kettlebells as well.
Yeah.
And
And that's the thing. And like when we start, people always tell you barbell. It's always about the barbell, always about the barbell. Which I can understand. Yes, it's a good basis, but I think for me, I made it like 90% of what I was doing, which was the main issue, which I think nowadays with YouTube and all this information out, people know now that there's other different type of modalities that they can
mm,
mix together, versus back in the days, I would just go on the website, T Nation. For all you
yeah,
more old school people that's heard of T Nation
yeah,
before,
yeah.
you're just reading those articles and all they talk about is you want to get jacked, you want to be strong, and that's
Hmm.
all we focused on, right? So
Hmm.
that's all we were that's all the information we had available. So that's all we focused on, and that's all we kind of knew. So that's the path that I took, and if I were to start it now, I would obviously do it differently.
Hmm. Hmm.
But here we are. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And then with kettlebells, how'd you sort of get into it? Did you take like a certification or like because I know you do a little bit of a hard style, right?
yeah. No, well, I started so at the time. So this is when I stopped, cold turkey with the barbells, and then I started YouTubing some stuff on kettlebells, and that's when I found out like Strong First, the Strong First
Mhm.
website. So I started reading some articles. I downloaded a couple ebooks, and in terms of technique, I was able to pick up things pretty fast, just like ropeflow. So with the kettlebells, I'm very like I was able to pick up things really fast, and I'm pretty much a visual learner. I can just kind of look at something and kind of get it.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I was able to pick it up quicker than, let's say, the average person learning the kettlebell. But obviously, I needed to perfect my form, so I started following a bunch of other kettlebell specialists on Instagram, and kind of learned it on my own.
Mm.
Um, and then I was literally just doing kettlebells. I was just doing
Mhm.
kettlebells, and also I was doing some calisthenics on the side as well too
Right.
with it. But my main thing was just kettlebells. I just, I was in love with it, so I
Yeah,
went
yeah.
crazy with it for about a couple years, and I was just doing that, and
Hmm. Hmm.
everything was, it
That's
was just too
perfect.
funny because I moved from being a barbell purist to like just a kettlebell purist. And
Oh,
then eventually now I can see the usefulness in every modality and every tool. Everything has its
hmm.
purpose.
Hmm.
But our egos get in the way. And
Yeah,
when we love something, we want to obviously like, promote it and we
yeah,
think it's the best. And
yeah.
no.
And then when did Landmine University and ropeflow come into the picture?
So that came in. So it kind of almost came in the same time as I was learning the kettlebell.
Mhm.
I came across, so I had a landmine attachment. I think I got it with, when I was doing all the barbell stuff at the time. I bought it off a friend because, he wasn't using it. So I got it. And I'm like, you know what? I see, people do, the T-bar rows, just a regular standard like press with it. So I'm like, you know what? It's another tool to add to help me with the powerlifting style training that I was doing. And then once I did kettlebells, I kind of put that on the side. And then I was on Instagram one day and then I saw this landmine and the way it was being done, and I was like, hey, I have a landmine. You know what? I kind of missed using the barbell, but I really don't feel like squat, bench, or
Mhm.
deadlifting. So let's try this landmine university thing. So I gave it a try and I'm like, okay, this is super fun. Let me read more about it.
Mhm.
So I started learning more about it. At the same time, I started learning about Weck method, David Weck, and all that stuff too. And I saw some of the rope, and I'm like, oh, what is this rope stuff? What is this nonsense? I didn't care about that.
Yeah, yeah.
At heart, I'm a meathead, so it's all about getting strong. So I dabbled a lot with the landmine. I was looking really into it. I got certified in it. And then while I was doing the certification, I learned a bit more about the principles that it was originated from, which was the Weck method.
Mm.
Then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give this rope thing a try. Okay. I don't see how it's gonna benefit me, so let's give it a try. Just like any other meathead would think. What
Yeah,
is this thing? It's not gonna make me bigger, so what's the point of doing it?
right.
So I picked it up, and then I was able to get the hang of it, and I was like, okay, I can see how like my spine feels. I feel pretty good. And then I started doing it a bit every day. And then that's when I started looking deep into the videos. I was going crazy with the videos.
Hmm.
As you notice, whenever I like one thing, I go
Yeah,
deep into it,
yeah,
um, so I started looking at videos on YouTube, and then that's when I started, with the algorithm on like Instagram. Once you like something, it just kind of feeds everything to
yeah.
you. So I started looking at some things from David Weck, which brought me to Chris Chamberlain, and then I started seeing like what's his name, Sam, ropeflow UK.
Right.
So I saw one of his videos where he was, I don't know where he was. I think it was somewhere in Asia. And then he was just doing these spins and then these releases. And I was like, this is crazy. What is this ninja stuff? I'm
Uh-huh.
like, I would like to do that one day, but I don't think I'm going to get there. And he's the one that kind of like, that piqued my interest even more and
Right.
looking really deep into it. And that's when I started discovering, Ropeflow Journey, Moving Muscle, Atom, Alpaca, all like the OGs, Edward Troyce,
Hmm. Hmm.
and then at the time when I started, there wasn't as many accounts.
Right.
And the people that were doing it, they were all like crazy good. So I was like, this
Hmm.
is like where does this come from? And how, like, these people are just like, oh, they're all ninjas.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I don't know how I'm gonna get there one day, but because I find at the beginning for me, it was, yeah, I was able to do the race and chase and the Matador, but it took me a lot more time, I find, than the average person now to learn
Mm-hmm.
things.
Hmm.
I don't know if it was just maybe I wasn't looking at the right place, or maybe I was just in the back of my mind, I wasn't really putting as much intent as I should be
Right.
in my practice. And at the time too, I was really more into the landmine
Hmm.
stuff.
Hmm.
And then I did sprinkle rope flow kind of daily, but I wasn't doing it as seriously as, let's say, I could have done it. Um, and then, yeah, and then I just kept on putting more time in it, kept on learning, to learn all the basic moves, which took me forever to learn the
Mm.
sneaks.
Right.
That was really frustrating. But when it clicks, eventually it clicked. And then from there, that's when I just like took
Mhm.
off from there.
And you said you're basically like self-taught. You just watch videos and you don't have like a
Yeah.
did you do any courses or no coaching, right?
So for courses, I tried Atom, so Moving Muscles advanced course. This was
Hmm.
like way after. I was in like about a year and a half in.
Okay.
And I tested out his course, and that's when I started learning about the cardinal changes,
Mm.
cardinal directions. And that's when, my brain expanded even more. And I was like, okay, there's more to it than just linear movement.
Yeah.
Um, it's not as popular. I think maybe also visually, when you're taking a video, it might not look as good,
Hmm.
as aesthetically pleasing as, doing it from the side.
Right.
Um, and then also it does take a lot of practice so you can keep the flow and the momentum smooth
Mm.
because it doesn't feel normal, like
Right.
changing directions.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm pretty sure I don't know if you dabbled it with yourself,
I
but
actually haven't.
it's not as, I wouldn't say fun,
Hmm.
but it's just different.
Right.
And I don't think it's for the average rope flower
Hmm.
unless they really want to start diving a bit deeper into this
Mm.
movement base. That's really like movement based because it's all directions,
Right.
but it's not for everybody.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. Maybe you need like a certain amount of years doing the norm following cardinal, and then maybe if you get
yeah,
more skilled.
no, exactly. That's it. I think it's a time too where like like you just said, you're bored and you want to try something completely different that kind of,
Mhm.
makes your brain work again. No.
Do you remember at what point you started getting more serious into Ruffalo? I guess, serious with your practice?
I think it's finally when I was able to finally get all the fundamental patterns
S-
down
So what is it
properly,
up to like
up,
sneaks?
yeah, yeah, up to sneaks. And then, well, once I was able to actually change and, go from underhand to overhand, without having to think, sometimes like, let's say you got to go from underhand to overhand, but then you can have that extra matador because you're
Ah,
thinking
yeah.
of what to do next.
Hmm.
I think I was at a point where I didn't need to really think. And I was like, okay, this is good. Now I think it's time to start learning some other moves and, traveling more. I think
Hmm.
traveling is one of the best things that you can do
Right.
for yourself and for your brain in rope flow,
Mm.
which a lot of people don't do as much as I think they could be doing
Yeah.
to kind of take you to the next level.
Yeah, because I agree. You add like even just one step and it sort of opens up what you can do. And it just, or if you add like a
Hmm.
turn or whatever, it's kind of crazy the amount of possibilities that open up when you move.
Hmm. Exactly. It changes everything,
Right.
it changes like the coil, how your shoulder is turning. And then from here you can do all kinds of stuff. But then I think you actually need to know the basics really well without having to think
Yeah.
so that your body just like your brain knows like I'm in this position, these are the different options that I of moves that I can do. Just got to pick one,
Mm.
But I think getting to that point, you need a lot of reps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
After you got the basics, do you remember what you worked on? Like for me, I remember I think after sneaks, I started getting coaching and I did like cheetah doors and tandem sneaks, and I started working like the underhand patterns
Hmm.
like back mills and anchors. I was wondering
Hmm.
how you sort of progressed.
So the mills was a bit later for me. I think it was more like I think it was boulders. I think called it bowl.
Mhm.
I'm terrible with names, by the way. There's so many names in all these moves. I'm so bad with them. So I think it's the underhand boulders, and then there was the overhand one. I didn't really dabble with those too much. Like I kind of learned them, but I find it was just awkward
Mhm.
to do those moves. It didn't feel as natural.
Right.
Or maybe just because my body, I wasn't as supple yet. I was just super
Hmm.
stiff from all the years of,
Right.
powerlifting. But I did learn the cheetah tail, cheetah doors, the peacock. Oh, I didn't even dabble with that till later down the line because my mobility was just not there for
Hmm.
that. Um, so yeah, so there was the cheetah doors, some of the anchored stuff. I learned some of the anchored stuff,
Hmm.
but I was biasing one side, this my strongest side, and I was just kind of like doing a lot of reps on that. And then I realized I'm like, okay, well, I'm kind of limited with the sides that I can turn because I would like to turn the other with the
Right.
other anchor hand, too. So I'm like, you know what? I gotta do the other side as well too, to kind of expand,
Hmm.
the possibility of
Yeah.
movement and direction changes. Let me see what else was there. I mean, and the raps. Sorry,
Mm.
raps. That's
Hmm.
another thing. Just raps. Raps was another thing that once you start learning that, you kind of can't stop doing it.
Hmm. It's like it's almost like a reflex. It just happened. Even if you don't want to
Ex-
rap, it starts rapping.
no, exactly. I actually tried. It was like 2 days ago. I actually tried to do 1 minute free flow without rapping, and it was the hardest thing ever.
And all of these,
Yeah.
it just you found videos on like Instagram or something, and you looked at it and you went, all right, let me try that.
I tried. I literally see like one variation. I'm like, well, if I can do one variation from an underhand with my left hand, there has to be a way to do it overhand. So then
Mm.
a lot of it, I'd kind of just explored it. And then,
Right.
down the line, I see someone else do it. I'm like, okay, I guess it's the right way to do it. There's not really a right way for
Hmm.
anything, but that's kind of like how I explored. If I learned one variation on one side, I'm like, well, there has to be able to do either an underhand or an overhand way of it,
Mm.
a version of it, and then I just do it with both sides.
Right. Yeah, that is a good sort of thing to ask yourself if you're learning by
Hmm.
yourself.
No, that's it. And then that's literally how I learned all of it with myself and trial. When I first started too, and I started getting more deep into this, I did a lot of trial and error, just
Hmm.
trying things out, seeing if things doesn't make sense. At least I know it doesn't make sense.
Right.
Um, but I think, and I'm going to keep saying this, I tell this to everybody, is when you learn the main four patterns perfectly, and you can do, going from overhand to underhand and vice versa, really fast in the sense you're increasing your speed of your flow, that's when your brain, can pick up things really quickly.
Mm,
And from there, you everything else is a variation of those. So if you can do them really well, it's just a different hand position.
right.
Mhm.
It's just basics, or yeah, you can't neglect them, honestly.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't. And there's a lot of people that like, they're asking me, they're like, oh, I want to learn this. I'm like, okay, but like, can you do the basic stuff?
Hmm.
Just turning. And they show me, and it's, they're having a bit of a hard time. There's nothing wrong with wanting to learn new moves. I can
Yeah.
completely understand where they're coming from because everybody's like that. Even I want to
Hmm.
learn new moves too,
Hmm. Hmm.
But it's just if you want to be able to learn them with ease and to learn them quicker, I always say to go back to the main patterns and really perfect them and play around with the little nuances in terms of wrist position, where your shoulders are. Is it like, your stance, playing around with your different stances? That's a big thing too.
Yeah, yeah. I like to say because like if or working on the basics is sort of the fastest way because if it's solid, you can almost unlock certain patterns within like minutes. Whereas if you don't
Hmm.
have the basics, you might have to spend like hours and it still looks kind of funky.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it. And then like I find at some point you're going to ingrain a non-efficient pattern, not a
Mm,
wrong pattern. It's just
right.
not as efficient as it could be, especially if you're going to do it and then to transition in and out of it too.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the better, the cleaner it is, the easier it is going to be to transition in and out of a move.
Mm, it's very true. Um, I wanted to ask you what you like about rope flow because for me, when I first before I got into it, I was mainly interested in the physical benefits, like what I'm gonna how my body's gonna, I guess, benefit from the practice. Whereas once I started, it almost feels like a secondary thing to me, and I just kind of just enjoy the flow and the pursuit of, I guess, skill. So I was wondering, like, for you,
Mm.
what part of rope flow do you like?
So I like everything rope flow. um, but in a sense, so the rope flow, I use it a lot actually to warm up
Mhm.
in the morning.
Right.
First thing to do, and
Important in Canada.
it's a simple, yeah, exactly, especially when it's cold, right?
Yeah.
Simple as my go-to is alternating underhand sneaks with an
Mm.
exaggeration of the of rotation of the spine.
Mm.
That's my warm up. I think it's one of the best things to do. Exaggerate it. So it warms up your spine and then your shoulders.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a great tool to loosen up the body. And you literally need like 1 minute, 2 minutes. You don't need a lot.
Hmm.
It's all about the intent of it. Um, so I use it for, to loosen up. And then whenever I do free flow, I like the aspect of just, I don't know, I think I feel like a ninja when I do
Yeah.
it. I feel like I'm doing a martial art
Uh-huh.
in a sense, but at like, I guess like a Tai Chi kind of martial art
Right,
that I'm
right.
doing. Um, and then I just like the feedback that I get when the rope doesn't hit me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know that, I'm feeling good. My shoulders are feeling
Hmm.
good. Um, and at first, before it took me, I don't know about you, but a lot of people when they free flow at first, they need to warm up. That's what I
Yeah,
hear for some
yeah.
people. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I was like that too at some point. I don't
Uh-huh.
really need to warm up now. I can go straight into, here's my phone. I need you to film a freestyle right now. You need, just start and I'm just gonna take off from there.
Hmm.
Um, so I think I can get into like flow state really fast
Hmm.
too. And I don't know, I just feel loose. I just feel like good.
Yeah.
It's my yoga.
Hmm.
Some people are like, I need yoga. I need yoga. I need to feel zen. Once I pick up the rope, I have my music on, I'm like in my own little world,
Yeah.
you know? Um, and then it's like, do I want to try something new today? Do I just stick to the basics? I mean, I never stick to the basics. I always try to do all this crazy stuff all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Um, but now I'm in like exploration mode. Now I'm at the moment now where I'm just like trying to explore, a bit of everything. Trying to mix things up.
Right.
Um, I'm sorry, I think I got way off topic here with your main
And
question. I don't
no, that's
know.
fine.
I'm just like rambling here.
No, your answers lead to the next ones. But no, it's kind of
Yeah.
funny you said Tai Chi because I don't think anyone looks at your flow and thinks, "Wow, it looks like Tai Chi," because you move so fast.
So it's funny. So like I don't flow that fast as often as people think.
Okay,
Okay. I mean, I would like to, but to flow fast and to try and not do the same patterns over and over again is extremely hard.
that's true.
So what I mainly do is I think it's I don't remember the quote. I think this quote is always used. Is it like smooth is fast and
Yeah.
fast is smooth? Oh, I
S
can't forget it exactly.
yeah, it's something about
Slow or
slow and smooth and fast. Smooth is
I can
I'm confused now, but I want to
I can
fast,
literally I can never get it right.
slow
I
is
can never get
smooth,
it right.
smooth is yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, it's I'm sure the viewers know exactly which quote I'm talking about. Um, so a lot of it is just I mainly flow not slow either, but I have like a decent pace,
Mhm.
decent pace. But yeah, I can't flow too fast all the time because I, for myself, don't want to do the same patterns as well. I want to be able to do different things and not always bias what
Right.
my strengths are. Um, but yeah, I would say maybe out of five free flows, maybe one of them is that the speed when I go like super fast.
Hmm, hmm.
But other than that, it's just chill, calm.
Yeah, I guess these days I see more calm flows, but in
It's
the
more calm.
past, yeah, I thought you were going
Yeah.
full blast like all the time.
I mean, it's mainly when mainly in the summertime or
Right,
indoors. That's
right.
when I could take advantage of not, being on snow or ice. And
Hmm.
that's when I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna have to turn it up a bit. It's been a while, so that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
it's perfect time for me to pick up the pace.
How do you structure your practice these days? Like, do you have a drill time, a drill section, and a flow section, or what does it sort of look like?
So when I first started, I was drilling more, especially the
Mhm,
basics, right? Now I haven't drilled in so long. If anything, I'll just do a drill for like a video to post.
mhm.
But other than that, I don't really drill much. I'll see a move maybe and I'll try and copy it.
Right.
I'll take 5 to 10, tries. Once I get it, okay, I'm gonna move on to something else. Just free flowing. Um, I'm doing a lot of internal external motion play now with my shoulders
Mhm.
and with the wrist. Trying to play with different steering variations, like 3 beat, 4 beat, 5 beats, staying on one side.
Right.
But it's kind of random. I'm not organized.
Hmm.
People might think I am in terms of when I like teach something, I'm like super structured, but in my own practice for ropeflow, I'll do anything, maybe I'll just pick a time. I'll just be like, I'm just going to do releases for 10 minutes.
Wow.
And I just do releases or
Right, right.
try, I saw good flow do something crazy. Let me give it a try, and I try and I pretty much give up in the next like 2 minutes because I can't do it. So
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. That's interesting.
yeah.
For me, I didn't drill I drilled, of course, in the beginning, but then I think I was like you were, I didn't have that much structure. And then recently I started trying to experiment with structure, but I guess it goes to show
Mhm.
you don't really, there's no one way to do it, I guess.
No, exactly. And it really depends on like what you want out of it.
Hmm.
Some people want like, I want symmetry. So I'm going to do like 10 underhand sneaks on one side and 10 on the other,
Right.
which is completely fine, you know? But I think for me, I'm at a point where I think drilling for symmetry isn't as valuable or important to me
Hmm.
specifically. Um, but I mean, everybody drills. I notice a lot of people love drilling, which
Hmm.
is perfectly fine. For me, I don't know. I need more randomness and chaos.
Right, right. I can kind of, I see that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, wait, I want to share a short story. I didn't tell you this yet, but
Mhm,
a couple months ago, I was talking to Sinisha on Instagram, and we're talking about the average rate of progression. So after a year of consistent practice, what does like the average person's flow look like? And it's talking about it's how it's not easy to develop a flow complexity with movement quality. And you're saying that the only two people he's seen that developed both at a crazy speed was you and me. So I told
mhm.
him it was Asian power.
It is. That's funny because that's what I tell people too. They're like, how did you get so good so quick? I'm like,
Because
it's the Asian within. I didn't really need to do anything. It just came out and it just took over, you know?
it's like ninja stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But that,
Um,
yeah, we're gonna
sorry,
say
go ahead,
something.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, well, I was gonna lead into how'd you get so good, which I mean we talked about a little bit, but what would you say? Is it
Mhm.
just like,
Um, I think exploration was a big thing for me. Exploring, trying, and then for me, like I said, like I mentioned before, traveling, whether it's pivoting, walking forward, backward, doing a full 360. I think traveling opened up a opened up my mind in terms of like a map
mm,
kind of, of where I could move and where the rope's going to be. And because I learned the basics so quickly, I'm like, you know what? Now, just like I saw Sam ropeflow UK do, I'm like, I just need to start moving and spinning and then
mm,
kind of seeing where it's going to take me.
right.
So then I started, dabbling, pivoting, traveling at a slower speed. And I'm like, okay, let's see if I can pick up the pace now,
Hmm.
and see if my mind can kind of be okay with all this chaos happening. And here we are today. So
Just still ex the
no,
exploring
but
never stops.
yeah, exactly. No, but I also think that my athletic background had a big thing to do as well. Basketball
Right.
was a big thing for footwork and all that. So I
Mhm.
think that also helped because basketball, I mean, you're pivoting all the time.
Right.
Um, and I was like more on the shorter side of I was more like point guard
Hmm.
that area. So I was, more about like moving a lot versus some of the taller guys that I was playing with. So I was
Right.
like I mean, I'm 6 feet and I was like the smallest one when I was
Yeah, I was
playing.
gonna say, like, you don't, I don't, you don't come across as a short guy. 6 feet.
So yeah, so I think because of that, I always had to move. I had to be quicker than the rest. So that forced me to work on my feet a lot and my
Hmm.
footwork.
Okay.
So basketball and soccer together, I think
Mm.
just that was my base in terms of movement with the rope. And then putting that together, that's when I think I just took off.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like just sports or martial arts, when you have like I guess if sometimes I think about like what background would help with the rope flow. It's hard to,
Mhm.
I can't say for sure, but anything that involves like rhythm, timing, and if you're just good at using your body and being aware of where it is in space, I feel like it kind of helps with rope
It's
flow.
true. It's true because there's some people that play sports and you can tell they're not coordinated.
Yeah, that's true.
you know, but no, I think if you played any sort of like soccer, basketball, if you dance, whether it's breakdancing like good flow or whether it's hip hop dancers, you have rhythm, footwork, or even martial arts,
Mm,
weight shifting. There's a rotation. There's the rotational component of it as well. So not to say that you're going to automatically be amazing,
mm,
but I think it can definitely help in terms of progression and you'll progress faster and learn things quicker.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Uh, do you remember around what time you started to feel like you were getting really good?
Probably about 7 to 8 months in. I think I just had like there was like a switch that like just happened.
Mm-hmm.
I was learning all the basics, you know, that and the landmine. Sorry, I got to say that the work doing the landmine university also helped me in terms of movement
Okay.
because it's such an explosive movement and it's driven by the principles of the WEC method.
Hmm.
So
Right.
I think combining rope flow and landmine is one of the best things you can do to
Mm-hmm.
improve the rope actually
Hmm.
because you have that WEC method, the WEC method principles, and you have the footwork
Okay.
practice as well in terms of like the switches,
Hmm.
right? Um, and it's all explosive work. So I think that also helped me to be more explosive in terms of the jumps that I do with the rope
Right.
as well.
And then you were saying around the 8 month mark.
Yes, yes, sorry. Yeah, so then I think I just like took off. I just started traveling more. And then once I started traveling more and I realized that my body already knew all the basic moves and now I just have to play with the variations a bit, it just like took off.
Mhm.
There was that one clip, I'm pretty sure you've seen it. It's with the hybrid rope.
Okay. Are you indoors? Wait, no.
Indoors, yes.
Okay,
Yes,
I think I know.
there's a hybrid rope. So that I think that's the clip I did for like my 1 year of rope flow.
Okay, then I've definitely, yeah, I've definitely seen that one.
So that one, like probably like a month prior to that video, is when my brain just went, this is easy stuff now.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Now it's just time to just mix a bit more of the complex stuff and just kind of let it go and just kind
Yeah.
of see what your body can do, you know? And then that video, that's when I just went like, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna take this rope, which is a really tough rope to use, by the way. I
Mm,
don't know if you've ever tried it before, a
I've
hybrid
never.
rope. It's if you get a chance, you should give it a try.
What makes it difficult?
It's an interesting rope. Well, first off, the handles,
Okay.
right? So it's like a regular skipping rope handle.
Mm, okay, okay.
Okay, so there's one. So there's and it's the fact that the rope itself, there's two attachments to the rope. There's a light band and there's a heavy band. Um, so as you're flowing with it, the faster you go, the resistance is going to increase. It's going to lengthen the band.
All right.
So that means the speed of the rope is going to increase.
Mhm.
And because of the way the handles and the rope are kind of like connected by this like these little like metal pieces, it just rotates super quickly. So the control of the rope is it's weird
Mm.
because if you're not used to flowing fast, this is a rope to flow a bit faster than
Right.
usual. So, and there's a resistance. So imagine the speed and the resistance. So
Mm.
then your hands get tired
Hmm.
and the chances of hitting yourself increases a lot.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, exactly. But I love that rope. A lot of people don't like it. I love it. I don't know if it's just because it kind of fits my style of
Hmm.
flow. That's why I like it. Um, but yeah, that was the video. That ever since that video, that's when I'm like, okay, I could, you know, I obviously want to be humble here, but like
Yeah.
I'm not bad with the rope here, you
Hmm.
know.
Hmm. Hmm. So it's kind of
Um,
like I don't want to say it happens in one day, but it's a weird. It's like you understand it, and it's like boom. That's
exactly, and definitely, and don't get it twisted. I put a lot of reps in,
yeah, yeah.
a lot of reps in, a lot of reps, and a lot of quality reps in terms of intent. You
Hmm.
know, I was really trying to refine in terms of like making it look aesthetically pleasing too, or
Yeah.
trying to,
Hmm.
whenever I would um, film myself. Um, and then yeah, and you know that whenever the rope stops hitting you, you know you got something right.
That's true. That's true. Automatically gives
Yeah,
you the feedback. And then
that's it.
going to your style, did you was there like an intentional effort to make it look a certain way, or is it just kind of it seems like it sort of just happened?
Yeah, no, like to look a certain way. I mean, we all want to kind of look like somebody,
Uh-huh.
right? Like, oh, I like, let's say like I'll take alpaca for example. He's super smooth with everything he does,
Yeah.
right? And a lot of people are like, I want to look like that when I flow. And then you do it and you look at yourself, you're like, okay, I'm far from looking like that, you know? So it's good to like chase certain styles, but everybody's gonna have their own style because of,
Mhm.
uh, your restrictions,
Yeah.
your limb lengths, your speed that you like to flow at. Some people like to go fast, some people like to go slower.
Mhm.
Um, so my style, obviously, I want to look like Sam Ruffalo UK. I want to do releases like Good Flow. Like I would love to, but it's it's not gonna happen. My mic release is gonna look like my own mic release. It's
Mhm.
never gonna look like
Mhm.
somebody else's.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're kind of building your own style. As long as when you're doing it, I think it needs to just feel good
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
yourself, and
Yeah.
and then you have to be okay with that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people they really want to chase like I want to look like him, or it's not going to happen.
Mhm. Mhm.
I think more for yourself is just getting better yourself,
Right.
so that when you do look at yourself, you're like, okay, I'm getting better. I don't think anybody's ever going to be satisfied with how how
That's
good
true.
they are,
Yeah, yeah.
They're always everyone's always gonna be critical. I'm
Hmm.
always critical.
Hmm.
Even some of my stuff looks crazy. I'm like, "Ah, I mean, could have done this instead. I should have done,
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel
Um,
like if you just because everyone also has a different movement background and different
yes.
tendencies, and if you just
Mhm.
kind of embrace your abilities, and you practice, it just kind of naturally looks good eventually.
No, exactly. That's it. Like even myself, I look at myself, I'm like, oh, I don't like how this flow looked. I flowed for 5 minutes and all of 5 minutes looks horrible. But to somebody else, they're gonna be like, hey, what are you talking about? You did all this
Mhm.
crazy stuff. I'm like, yeah, but So obviously I am critical of myself too. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, my style, I mean, I wasn't really trying to look like anybody. Me, it was more about feeling the flow and just trying to combine as many moves as possible
Mm.
and trying to be, going from like internal to external to spinning and being being like contorted.
Mhm.
That's what I find cool to do.
Right.
Visually, it looks really weird because you look, your arms are like this,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
but it's not easy to do. So
No.
for me, I like to try and do things like that.
Mhm. Right,
Mm.
right.
As you may have noticed.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
How long? I want to talk a little bit about the releases because you're very good. How long did it take you to get um good at them from, I guess, how about we'll go from zero to unlocking and then unlocking to getting comfortable with them.
Oh my God, unlocking, it took me forever. It took me the first time I tried it, I probably spent like 10 minutes doing it and I gave up. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even close to doing this.
Mhm.
I knew it was going to take a lot of time. Um, I don't know if it was just the timing. I watched a couple videos. I actually reached out to Sam and he has a tutorial on it, so that helped me. But a lot of it I find with the releases, you actually have to try it yourself and try and feel it yourself.
Huh.
Because a lot of videos and tutorials can help, but I find the feeling of it, you need to be able to feel that pulse.
Mhm.
Somebody can tell you need to feel it or tell you your hand needs to be that way, but you need to feel it.
That's true.
And I think for that, a lot of it is trial and error and timing.
Mm.
Um, I would say the thing is I wasn't really consistent at first with, trying it out. I kind of started it off a couple days. I gave up. I stopped doing it for about a couple
Mhm,
weeks,
mhm.
went back to it again, a couple tries, gave up again. So I would probably say after 2 to 3 months of being on and off, I decided to put, a good like 15, 20 minutes a day for about a
Mm.
week
Right.
up until I finally got the first one, which was not pretty, but I caught it.
Mhm, mhm. All that
So,
counts.
and then that's it, exactly. And then that was it. And then from there, started practicing more. And then I started to fully understand the tensioning.
Mm. Yeah.
It was with finally getting it. Because before I was like either, under pulsing or over pulsing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I finally got it. And I was like, hey, finally, I can get like the basic now. And then I'm like, oh, but I have to restart all over again with my left hand now,
Oh, that's
which I
the worst.
tried and I
Uh-huh.
and I and I just didn't bother.
Right,
It's
right.
only as of recent that I started
Mhm.
practicing more with the left, but it's still not, where I need it to be. So eventually I'll put more time to
Mhm,
it, but
mhm.
right now it's not really a focus for
There's
me.
just so many things to practice with releases alone because you can do it from like I guess the standard way, the overhand side. You can enter from
Hmm.
like the underhand side. You can
Yeah.
spin it in the other direction, and then I've seen you like, you know, switch the handles. I've seen Phil
Hmm.
switch it behind his back, so it's just like
Oh, I feel. Oh, yeah.
it, it,
He does some insane stuff. I'm just
it,
like, ah. Like I think right now I tried the what do you call that? The Mamba? I think it's the
yeah,
Mamba when you go from side to
yeah,
side. My timing is completely off.
yeah. I'm working
I'll
on it
I'll
too.
I'll eventually dabble into that eventually, but
It's a whole
yeah,
nother
no. But
beast.
yeah, I think you need a lot of patience for that,
Hmm.
and you have to put in a lot of time, which right now I'm just not willing to put
Yeah, yeah.
time into that for now.
Uh, So would you say the zero to unlock was harder for you, or from unlocking it to making it
Yeah,
good?
zero to unlock was
Mhm.
was it took I didn't understand the tensioning. I tried like the atom. I think they
Right.
call it the atom when you're
Yeah.
going into the floor. And I'm like, okay, but like how does that work when you do it like when you
Right.
bring it up, And it just didn't make sense. It took me some time to fully understand, to feel the tension
Mhm.
and like the pulsing. Um, and honestly, Sam's video helped me like the most. I
Mhm.
rewatched it over and over again and looked at the timing of when to start pulsing. I think that's
Mhm.
also important, is when to start pulsing. But then after I realized that the timing of when to pulse isn't as important anymore. So
Mhm.
that's what I'm starting to realize now. The timing can be off by a split second.
Right, right.
Usually I think by standard. I mean, I'm not expert in releases here, but I think usually you would start pulsing once the apex is towards the floor, as like a base of how to start it.
Right.
That's how I learned it anyways.
Mhm.
Is as the apex is going to hit the floor, that's when you start pulsing. But I mean, you could now I realize it doesn't always happen when I do some type of releases. I kind of just
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
do it. I mean, it's kind of hard to explain now because
Yeah.
it's kind of automatic.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I think that it's always about timing,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like everything else.
Mhm. That's true. That's true.
Mhm.
And I guess I sort of know more or less the answer, but what sort of patterns do you like, or do you find yourself having a preference towards?
So by default, I rap a lot, and I love mills.
Mhm.
I think mills and then mills and anchored stuff is so. Once I learned the mills and the anchors and then just traveling and all that, that's when my free flow kind of blew up even more.
Right.
When I was able to do mills and I mean, I don't know the name of these other moves, but
The other
mainly
ones.
mills, a lot of all the other moves that everybody likes to use. Me, I hate terms, man. Sometimes I'm explaining to somebody about what's a move. I'm like, you just do this, and they're like, okay, but what's the term? I'm like, I don't know what this move is called.
Right, right.
Go ask somebody else that's really into this stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, Mills wraps. My go-tos are Mills wraps, and like lately I've been peacocking a lot, like
Mm.
variations of the
Mhm,
peacock,
mhm.
like turning off of that. Now I can't stop doing it.
But you do a lot of pita doors though, right?
Yes, I do. Whenever I want to like slow it down a bit, I kind of do Peter Dorfs. But yeah,
Right. Yeah,
yeah, I always do a Peter Door into like a 180 turn.
mhm, mhm. I noticed. Because I like the
Yeah,
pita doors as well, but the peacock is I can kind of do them, but not my favorite yet.
yeah. I mean, in a free flow, I don't do them as much because it cuts the speed of the flow for me,
That's true.
and I kind of like to keep a within a tempo, whenever I flow.
Mhm.
Um, unless I'm just literally like showing off and showing it to somebody.
Right, right.
But then I'm gonna like slow down and do it. Um, yeah, those are the main patterns that I like to do,
Mhm.
and
And
variations of those
right,
too.
right.
So,
Do you have any personal goals with like what you'd like to be able to do in rope flow,
in
or you don't
terms of like
really?
move, in terms of like moves and stuff, or
Yeah,
just
like it could be like a specific pattern,
the mamba. I would like
or
to do the mamba.
well,
I would like to do the mamba, and then the mamba where you spin, so like a 360.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's like my
That
dream. That's my dream thing.
like once I achieve that, I'll be like, okay, I've reached where
Yeah.
I want to be, and then everything else is extra.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree.
But no, in terms of moves and stuff, it's mainly that.
So just kind of, I mean, you got most of it already. So it's like, what's
Mhm.
left for you?
Yeah, I think now it's just kind of like transitioning into different and mixing up different patterns where, um, anyways, I have a couple of nice free flows coming up that you'll see that
Oh,
I've kind of
sweet.
mixed up a whole bunch of things that I'm trying to do. Took me a while to get some of the things because
Mm,
it's a lot of, like I said, internal to external. My shoulders like are beat up from all this stuff. Um, but yeah, those are the main type of things that I'm focusing on right now and in the future is really transitioning a lot of the uh, wraps to put the mills and the peacock, Peter Door, all those
mm.
Torero, I don't know, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. We're throwing Spanish in
I hear
now.
that. hear that term all the time, but yeah.
Uh-huh.
Um,
So you kind of let everything happen naturally. You don't sort of, it's not so much about like looking on the internet and seeing what other people are doing. It's more so just you go out, you practice, and then you see what you can combine.
yeah, exactly. I've realized a lot of things that I try and then I open Instagram and then I see someone doing it. I'm like, okay, I guess all these moves have
Yeah.
already been there. But at least
Uh-huh.
for me, it's kind of like exploring and kind of seeing the different possibilities that you can do with all these
Yeah.
rap variations. And yeah, like a lot of it is just trial and playing around with your footwork.
Hmm.
Like I'm big on footwork. I can't
Right.
like all the flows that you see me do where I'm kind of like on my driveway, I feel so restricted in movement.
Oh, because like you don't have space?
I have space, but like my tripod is there,
Right.
and I kind of and I have to stay within frame,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Versus
the
versus when I'm indoor or someone's filming for me, I'm gonna be like, guys, I'm letting you know ahead of time. I'm gonna be traveling anywhere, so just try
Mhm.
and keep up, And I just literally go back and forth. Like I feel more free doing that,
Yeah.
and I feel like I can use a bit more of my like explosiveness and jumps whenever I do these
Hmm.
those type
Hmm.
of flows. But it
Bad for
doesn't happen
filming.
often.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. It's always about tripod. Okay, I gotta stay within here. So I just, I feel more restricted and limited.
that is
But
true.
at the same time, that means it allows me to try and go into my toolbox and really try and add in a bit of different patterns. And,
Mhm.
I could work on tempos and I could just focus on different things and just
Right,
footwork.
right. Yeah, I've been noticing like footwork is great for staying in frame, but it's also the thing
Mhm.
that gets you out of frame in the first place.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's it. Oh, there's been so many times where like I film it and I look at my film and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm doing half, all my good stuff is out of frame. Like, come on.
Hmm. Hmm. I bet everyone has those.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
And then, so right now you still do landmine, right? And you still, and I've seen you do like
Yes.
clubs and I think maces as well. Where does ropeflow
Yeah.
fit relative to like everything else? Is it sort of, I mean, you kind of brought it up, it's used as a warm up. Is it like the main thing, the secondary thing, or like how do you sort of,
I mean, I use
manage?
it as a warm up in terms of warming up for like my day, but I free flow every day.
Mhm.
Whether it's going to be 2 minutes, whether it's going to be an hour, I do it every day. Um, it's kind of like my non-negotiable. That's my movement for the day.
Right.
I don't consider my weight training my movement for the day. I think rope flow is my
Okay.
movement for the
Uh-huh.
day, just because it's everything. It's you're moving your feet, your spine, your shoulders, your wrist, and at the same time, it's working brain. Um, so for me, that's top. That's number
Hmm.
one.
Okay.
I think it's also because of the amount of time that I put into it. That's number one. Then after that, it would be the landmine and the clubs and everything else afterwards.
Okay. Interesting. I was very curious.
Yeah, yeah. No, it goes for me. It goes first, just because I just I just love the feeling of just flowing
Mhm.
and being in that state of just being free and trying new moves, exploring stuff. Um, and I just like you said, I feel like a ninja every time. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I feel good. I feel light on my feet. I feel flexible. Um, so it's like it's my yoga.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a unique activity.
It is. It really is. It's really for the person that has never tried it before. It's like, what is this?
Mhm, mhm.
Just flipping a rope around. But there's a lot more to it than just learning patterns and all that. You know, I think it's one of the modalities that can enhance and that can make and that is beneficial for every single person. You know,
Yeah.
it's not. It's. I'm thinking, for example, it's not like everybody should do barbell. Like I don't think everybody should do barbell
Mm,
or everybody should do kettlebells. I think everybody should do rope though.
mm. That's very true.
And it's hard to like you can tell somebody all the benefits. They're gonna be like, okay, but like, yeah, it sounds cool. It's okay, it's amazing, but they need to feel rope flow for them to understand what we understand.
Mhm, mhm.
They need to feel it and they need to put some time into it
Yeah.
for them to see the neurological benefits, the physical benefits. Um, and that's big. And I think that's a hard thing to get people to buy in.
Mm.
especially if they're really stuck in their ways and they don't want to, try something new. But for a lot of people, it's like, okay, but does it make me bigger or stronger?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's when I try to explain to people there's more to just looking strong
Mm.
and being strong. It's being strong here
Mm.
and being able, you know, to understand your body
Right.
and to take your movement to another level.
It's very hard
So
to convey with in words too.
it
Like
is, it is.
you can explain it, but like you said, you have to
You
feel it.
could, the thing is, yeah, you can explain it. And the thing is, you can explain it in one line, or you could literally write a whole book about it.
That's true. That's true.
Because it depends how deep you want to
Uh-huh.
go in your explanation.
Right.
So a lot of times I explain to people, and then you could tell they're like, "Yeah, okay, cool, like okay, but does it get me big? Like, what
Yeah.
does it do? Is it cool? Is it good?" I tell them
Uh-huh.
it's like it's prehab, rehab, it's all together.
It's
You just
everything.
need to feel it, and then you're gonna, and
Yeah.
then you're gonna know why we do it.
Hmm. I don't have like proof, but I think it helps with like I could see it helping with music as well. Like because it has like beats and like rhythm and
No, it
yeah.
does actually. So when I went to San Diego, um, there was this guy that was with Johnny. He's ambassador by Slush. He's like this bigger dude.
Okay. I've
Anyway,
probably
so
seen him on
he's
Instagram.
yeah, you've seen him for sure. So he's a drummer,
Mm.
and he says like the rope and drums, for the brain, it's like it was like meant to be for him to
Oh
pick up a
wow.
rope.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. So he loves it, and he sees a lot of similarities in terms of like timing, rhythm. Your hands like crossing the midline,
Oh right.
right? Because the drums are like this,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So it's the same thing for the brain. Um, so that's when he said he's a drummer, and that rope flow has the same similarities in terms of what the brain is doing to understand, right hand crossing the midline, going to the opposite side, and left hand,
Mhm.
same thing too. And then at the same time, your feet are doing something else as your hands.
That's true.
So,
That's true. I gotta look into drumming now.
new hobby you got to pick up.
Yeah. Maybe not in Tokyo though. And
Uh,
what's the community like in Canada? I don't know if there's many people flowing around you.
so, I mean, there's Joanne. You know Joanne,
Yeah.
Yogi Flow?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's been doing it for a while. Um, so she lives about like 45 minutes from me.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so we're somewhat close. Um, I know she does like classes at her yoga. She works at a yoga studio, so she does classes for that. But honestly, in Canada, I really don't think it's big at
Mm.
all because like the majority of the people, every time I have the rope, they're just like, "What are you doing?" Not even if I've seen it before, you
Uh-huh.
know? No idea. I mean, that's why here what I'm doing is I'm pushing my workshops.
Oh,
I'm trying to just show people what it is, what it can do, how it's low impact, and for them to eventually feel the benefits if they start putting some time into it. So that's my mission. My mission is in Canada, in my city right now at the moment, is to push row flow.
so you teach it right now
So,
in
yeah. So, well, I mean, so excuse me, I give workshops. I actually have workshop coming up at the end of the month. So at the sports center close to my house. So I just give workshops there, beginner, and I have an intermediate workshop as well too. And that's my goal with my training partner Kadeem. I'm sure you've seen
Mhm.
some videos with me
I
and
think
him in
so.
it.
Uh-huh.
So we push the rope. He actually, so he's a personal trainer. He pushes the rope with all his clients, all his kids. He trains a lot of teenagers. They're all on the ropes.
Mm.
They don't have a choice, and they all play hockey. Something, but they love it.
That's perfect.
They love it. Yeah. So we're just trying to push it in our city. And landmine and rope, that's my thing. I'm pushing both of those
Mm.
hard. And the rope is easier for me to push because I bring it everywhere I go.
Right, right. Yeah.
Everywhere.
Mm.
I'm that, you know, bald Asian dude with the rope.
Well, everyone's gonna recognize you. Oh, it's that guy again.
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny because a lot of people that do that have never seen it before, they're like, "Oh, it kind of looks like you're doing a martial art." I'm like,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Hmm. Speaking of, do you have a what's your favorite rope?
Oh, so lately, lately it's been one of I think it's called Protect Your Spark. It's like the
Mm,
neon yellow,
mhm.
green. It's about 1.5 pounds, so it's on the heavier side. And that's the one that I've been using a lot lately. That and the OG RMT rope.
Right, right.
The WEC. I don't know what it is about that one. I don't know, just something about the rope that I like. I think it's like the perfect middle ground of a rope.
Mm,
It's a little bit on the stiffer side,
mhm.
but I realized I prefer those ropes, just like the Butter V2.
Mhm.
I find that rope is a little bit stiffer versus the winding ropes.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
So I think I notice I prefer this a little bit when the rope is a little bit stiffer
Mm,
versus really flimsy and kind of like broken in already.
right, right.
But I rope as much as I can just to get different feedback all the time. That's why I use all kinds of ropes: heavy,
Mm,
long, short, hybrid. I don't use the hybrid as often, but I always mix up ropes.
mm.
But yes, I do have a preference.
Right, right. And it
my
does,
my you know
it changes
my
for me a lot.
oh no, it like, for me too it did, but I think it's because I have so many ropes now that I know which ones I like more than the others.
Yeah.
Um, so the Butter V2 is my all-time favorite rope.
Oh,
Um, I think also because I got a custom short. I got it really short. It's 7 foot.
that sounds kind of crazy to me. So you're 6 foot and you have a seven, because
Yeah,
the shortest I have is a
yeah,
7.5 and it still feels like kind of short.
yeah. My V2 is really short.
And you just, but why'd you go for such a short one?
I think it was because I flow so much outside. I really didn't want to destroy the rope.
Right, right.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get it so it never touches the ground
Hmm,
unless
hmm.
I intentionally make it touch the ground. So I think that's why. And also in the winter, I flow majority of the time inside,
Okay.
and my space is kind of restricted. So
Right,
having a
right.
shorter rope is, better. I'm not going to destroy anything around me.
Mm, mm, that's true.
But also a benefit of using a shorter rope is your movement now has to be more precise,
Mm,
right? Especially when you do all the sneaks.
right, right.
So your movement has to be more precise, and when the rope is shorter, it moves quicker.
Mm.
So that's another thing. So I suggest people, you want to get good at rope flow, also switch up the lengths of your ropes. Try out the different lengths. That your flow is going to be slower or quicker. You got to like mix it up.
That's
That's
true.
how you get better too. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
lastly, I wanted to ask you, let's say somebody that can do up to the cheetah's tail approaches you and says, "Teach me rope flow," and they're serious about it. What are 3 to 5 things that you would prescribe to them?
So number one, the WEC method principles, learning of head over foot coiling. I think a lot of people that do rope flow should start with that,
Mm,
and it's going to help them a lot understand in terms of like weight shift, the coiling, front side, back side. Um, it's a great philosophy to understand, at first. Then next is to learn all the patterns, the main patterns, you know, and you should be able to mix them up efficiently, pretty well. Um, then traveling, pivoting, stepping back, front, jumping, mixing all those together. And I think from there on, you should be pretty good.
mm,
That's when all the extra fluff, I call it extra fluff, comes in. I think honestly, if somebody learns or uses these three things that I just said, the WEC method principles, the main four patterns, and then moving with it. So traveling, pivoting, jumping, doing switches. I think you can be very good at rope flow. And then from there on, everything else is just super easy for you to learn.
right, right.
It's just so those are my main top three. I think it's super basic. It's for me, that's the obvious three
Hmm.
that I would go. The
No,
path, the
that's
path that I would take.
I agree. Kind of makes me think, like we talked about, there's no right way to do it, but it would sort of make
There isn't.
sense. It would make sense to focus on those three for everyone, and then from there you can sort of just go in your own way and just
Exactly.
expand.
I think for the average person, that is the quickest way that they can get better at it. But like you said, there's no right way. But it's just, I think in terms of how fast or how quickly you want to pick it up, that's the way to go. That's for me. That's how I would tell somebody.
Got it. Well, I think that's it for today, and I just want to say
Sounds
it's an honor
sounds
to
good.
talk to you
No, it
and
was fun
learn about
talking.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And hope to see you someday, whether it's in Japan or whether I go to Canada.
Oh man, I'm so pissed I
Wait,
can't come to
yeah.
Tokyo. Oh my God.
It would have been
Every every every
crazy.
every time I see you guys post about it, I'm like, just next post. I got to look at the next post.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would have
move
been
on. Go also. It would
would
have
have
been
been
good. Yeah, there's a
crazy.
lot of people going. You guys have literally like, I think like all the top people, all the people that have been doing it for so long too are going.
Yeah, I mean,
Like all,
yeah, maybe not
oh,
like
it's gonna be
everyone,
fun.
everyone, but we have a
I
lot
mean,
of people.
you have a big chunk of people going. That's gonna be
We
fun
do,
though.
we do.
That's fun. I can't wait to see all the footage.
Maybe for the next one.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yes. All right. Well,
I'll be there.
take care, and I will continue to. I don't want to say study your flows, but be mesmerized by them.
I'm gonna I'm gonna try and come up with some crazy stuff. I'm gonna keep at it.
Mhm. And
Okay, take
hopefully,
care. Thanks.
yeah.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thanks.